Good morning.
I have filed this motion to set this matter for trial, so we're just trying to get a trial date.
How long do we think? Is this a termination of parental rights?
It is, I think, a half day in this one.
Probably. We might also need to appoint a guardian ad litem. I think they're contested. I don't know that it's going to be. But we probably need a guardian ad litem.
Is Mr. Dawson still incarcerated?
No, he is at
All right, since this is a contested termination of parental rights, I do think it would be appropriate to appoint a guardian ad litem. Ms. Coffenberry, would you be willing to serve as the guardian ad litem? Okay. We'll appoint Ms. Lynn Coffenberry as the guardian ad litem. Obviously, she's going to need an opportunity to familiarize herself. Do you have an idea of when you want to set this? I mean, I'm back here in January for my regular term. Doesn't have to be in front of me. I've heard some things in this case. Okay.
I think you've heard we filed initially a motion for default, and at that time you appointed Ms. Honeycutt to
All right,
represent
and it
Mr.
probably needs
Dawson.
to be, I probably need to be the one to hear it then. I have January the 26th and 27th. That would be a little over a month and a half away.
I could do the.
Nothing said on those days, is
Oh
it?
my gosh, I'm available also, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
It's meant to be January 26th.
So how much do we have, sir? Termination of parental rights cases take precedence by statute over other matters, so we'll set this on the 26th if everybody's available, and hopefully it'll move quickly and we can get to that final hearing.
We will.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have someone coming in by Zoom.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm not
Good
sure.
morning, we cannot hear you. I don't know, try again.
Can you,
Oh, is she in another case? Okay.
wrong case? Not my turn yet?
We're looking for James Johnson. James Johnson? All right, let's pass it and come back to it later. I see he's in here, but we're asking him to unmute. Turn on his camera. Go to the next one.
Good morning, Your
Good
Honor.
morning.
This is the petition of the 4 adult children of, I apologize for my hoarseness.
I've been struggling with that this morning myself, so.
Oh, God bless you. Anyway, this is the petition of the 4 adult children, the only heirs at law, and the only beneficiaries to.
You have your clients here?
All 4.
All right, let's have them all come on up. So. All right. Anyone who's going to testify in this matter, raise your right hand. Let's place you under oath.
State your name, please.
Brenda Trotterford.
And what is your relationship to Jerry O'Neill Trotter?
That was my dad.
These are your siblings?
Yes.
And these are all of the petitioners for this will, this copy of this will and the original codicil to be admitted for probate.
Yes, sir.
Your father died September the 14th, 2025, a resident of Dixon County, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You made a search of his valuable papers, and what did you discover? The codicil to his will.
Yes, sir.
You couldn't find the original will, could you?
No, sir.
So you went to his longtime attorney and asked them if they had a copy of that will.
Yes, sir.
And what did they do for you?
That was the one that was in 2011.
No, that's 2000, the
84.
original will.
Oh, okay.
And what, the date on it was 1985. And did they discover any other wills or codicils?
No, sir.
Just the one 1985 will that you've offered for probate
Yes, sir.
as a copy, and the original, and they had a copy of the original codicil which you're offering to be admitted to probate. Is that right?
That's right.
And the only dispositive, meaning language that would dispose of the estate, is in the 1985 will, is that right? The only thing that the codicil does, 2011 codicil, is to name Jerry Wayne Trotter as a co-executor with you.
Yes, sir.
Everything else remains the same.
Yes, sir.
You and your siblings have signed this petition stating that you recognize your father's signature on the will, the 1985 will.
Yes, sir.
And what is your belief as to whether he destroyed the original 1985 will? You don't
Yeah.
think he destroyed it? do
I
you?
don't.
You're asking the court to issue letters testamentary to you and your brother, Jerry Wayne Trotter, as co-executors. You've neither one been convicted of a crime that would disqualify you as being a personal representative, and you haven't served time in the penitentiary.
No, sir.
Neither one of you.
No, sir.
Your father did not own a business or controlling business at the time of his death.
Yes, sir.
He said he did not.
He did not.
Okay.
If I understand correctly, the original of that 1985 will has not been located, but the codicil does reaffirm all of the provisions of that will, and so you submitted a copy of that 1985 will to be probated, correct?
We ask you to be admitted to probate.
All right, Mr. Jerry Wayne Trotter, you, if you will let me place you under oath, and if you'll raise your right hand. You understand under the codicil that your father executed to his will, he nominated you to serve along with your sister as the co-executor of the estate. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I think that's sufficient. I will grant your request to probate both the original 1985 will and the codicil thereto.
May I tender to the court
You may.
order?
All right, I've signed your order. It's nice to see a family that comes in together to probate their parents' will. Too often we have just the opposite. They're on opposite sides of the courtroom fighting over what their parents left. So I'm glad that you all are getting along good. Thank you.
Sure
Sorry for
makes
your loss.
everybody's job easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. All right, let's go back to Susie L. Cobb.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
James Johnson on behalf of the conservator. My apologies. I stepped out, had to step out into the men's room for a second.
Judge. I have filed a motion to waive mediation and go ahead and set this matter for trial. Back in, I believe, last time this judge, Your Honor, I believe is here on your regular docket in September, we entered an agreement that we would mediate and that we would use Ms. Salinas to mediate. We've tried to coordinate scheduling of that. Initially, Ms. Washington requested additional time outside of the court order in order to be able to pay for her portion of mediation. My client at that point stepped in and was willing to pay for her portion of mediation. We still haven't been able to get mediation scheduled. I think that it would be futile at this point. We're ready to just move forward on this matter.
All right. Since a good faith effort has been made, at least by one of the parties, to go through the mediation process, I will grant your request to waive mediation. We need to go ahead and talk about setting it for trial. How long do you expect it to take to try?
I believe the only issue that we have here is the parenting plan. I would say 3 hours.
Now, Ms. Washington, you are representing yourself. Do you intend to hire a lawyer? All right. Well, you understand this is here today for me to set a final hearing date because the case has been pending for some time. You have an idea of when you want to hear this case, Ms. Franklin?
Throughout January 27th earlier, I think Ms. Collins stated that you may have had one matter set for that day.
January 27th?
January
All right.
27th.
That'll give you time to hire a lawyer, but you need to do that quickly so that your lawyer can be prepared because it's unlikely that the court will grant a continuance simply because at the last minute you've hired a lawyer. So, okay? January 27th.
Thank you, Judge.
Prepare the order that shows that I have, for good cause, waived the mediation and set it for trial.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, there'll be an order entered on Troy Hatley to reflect that he has not complied with the court order to attend the parenting class, and that will be considered by the court in any future litigation. Good morning.
Good morning.
All those who are going to testify, raise your right hand. Let's place you under oath.
I do.
Are you Madison Lynn Cogswell?
I am.
Ms. Cogswell, you have filed a complaint for divorce using a form the state provides online for individuals wishing to represent themselves. That form contains certain statistical information. Is that information true and correct?
True.
You've also supplied to the court a marital dissolution agreement, and that agreement bears your signature or purports to bear your signature and that of your spouse. Is that your signature?
Yes.
And do you believe that agreement fairly and equitably divides all your property and distributes all your debts?
Yes.
And if you'll step aside, and are you Kayla Faith Cogswell?
She's not
Okay,
here.
she's not here, oh, I'm sorry. Then is that her signature that appears on the document?
Yes.
The marital dissolution agreement?
Yes.
All right. Have you prepared a final decree?
Yes. I wasn't really sure about the last page. It was kind of confusing.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can help you with that, so. No, you signed at all the appropriate places.
Okay.
You will need to get a copy of it and mail it to your now former spouse.
Okay.
All right, I've granted your divorce.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Good morning. Let me ask you both to raise your right hand. Let's place you under oath. Thank you. Are you Catherine Lee Dutton?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Dutton, you filed a complaint for divorce using the form the state provides online, and that contains certain statistical information. Is that information true and correct? You've also filed an amended marital dissolution agreement that to replace the one that originally you used because that form wouldn't allow you to use it because you own real property and so forth. But is that your signature on that marital dissolution agreement? You believe that agreement fairly and equitably divides all your property and distributes all your debts. It also, you have filed with the court a parenting plan that purports to bear your signature, and that is for your daughter, and that is your daughter that is, I think she's 16, is that correct? Okay. Is that agreement, I'm sorry, is that parenting plan, you believe that to be in the best interest of your daughter? All right. It provides for visitation as well as support for your daughter as well. All right. Are you George Dennison Dutton?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dutton, is that your signature on the marital dissolution agreement?
Yes, sir.
You believe that fairly and equitably divides all your property and distributes all your debts? And are you in agreement with that parenting plan being in the best interest of your daughter?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you prepared a final decree of divorce? That's fine. I only signed one original because I signed it in blue ink so that it's clear that this is the original. They can give you a copy of it from the clerk's office, okay? Both of you having signed off on the final decree, I've granted your divorce and signed the final decree. As I say, you can get a copy a little later in the morning, okay? All right, thank you. We have to have it transmitted over to the clerk's office, so it'll take a few minutes to do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. If you'll raise your right hand, let's place you under oath.
Yes.
Are you Sarah Beth Hawbrooks?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hawbrooks, you have filed a complaint for divorce using the forms the state provides online. Is that information set forth in that form true and correct?
Yes, sir.
You've also filed a marital dissolution agreement that purports to bear your signature and that of your spouse. Is that your signature on that document?
Yes, sir.
Is that your spouse's signature as well?
Yes, sir.
Is that, in your opinion, does that fairly and equitably divide all your property and distributes all your debts?
Yes, sir.
Anything that's left between you and your husband that's not addressed in that agreement?
No, sir.
Have you prepared a final decree of divorce?
Yes, sir.
And we're changing your name to Sarah Beth Boker.
Yes, please.
I need you to sign here on the last page. Where I've indicated with the blue ink, with a blue X. If you'll sign there, please.
Yes, sir.
Need to do Hawbrooks or the Boker?
I'm sorry,
Which last name?
just where I put the X. And you can sign your new name if you want to.
Okay. That's what I wasn't sure.
All right, I have signed your final decree, and you can get a copy of it in a few minutes from the clerk's office, and make sure you mail a copy to him, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. If you'll raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Are you Joseph Allen Vance?
Yeah.
Mr. Vance, you filed a complaint for divorce using a form the state provides online for individuals wishing to represent themselves. That form contains certain statistical information. Is all of that information true and correct?
Yeah.
You also have filed a marital dissolution agreement, again using a form the state provides. Is that your signature on that agreement? And do you believe that, is that your spouse's signature?
Yes.
Do you believe that agreement fairly and equitably divides all your property and distributes all your debts?
Yes.
Anything between you and her that's not addressed?
No.
You have a final decree prepared? Right, you need to fill this out more completely. Let me show you where you need to file. You need to put your address on the front page where I've indicated with that X.
I didn't know I had anything else to fill out. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. It's fairly typical. You signed the last page, but all I need you to do is to fill in your address on that front page where that X is.
Okay.
Everything else was filled out correctly, so I've signed your final decree and granted your divorce. You can get a copy in a few minutes from the clerk's office, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. If you'll raise your right hand, please. You have the benefit of having watched everybody else go through this, so you know
I
the
did.
questions I'm going to ask you. Are you Angela Dawn Davidson?
Yes, sir.
Have you, you understand that you have filed a complaint for divorce using a form that the state provides online, and that form contains certain statistical information. Is that information true and correct?
Yes, sir.
You've also filed a marital dissolution agreement, and is that your signature on that agreement?
Yes, sir.
And is that your husband's agreement?
Yes, sir.
Signature rather. There is one problem that I just need to address with you, and it's a continuing problem that we often have in these kinds of cases. On the second page of that document, there are a series of questions, and they are questions about, you know, did you do this? Did you do that? Have you read the agreement? You know, have no children together. And then it comes down to number 6. It says neither spouse is pregnant. And there's a yes and a no box. You've checked no. But understand, but what you're saying by that check is that somebody in your marriage is pregnant.
No,
Okay.
no.
And it
No,
is a
sir.
confusing and inarticulate way that they do this. They should say, is anyone pregnant? And then you could say yes, no.
Right.
But the way they've got it is neither spouse is pregnant, and you got to affirm that as yes. So I'm going to give this back to you, and I'm going to ask you to mark through the no and check the yes. And the reason why is because in the very bottom of that page, it says if you check no in any box, you cannot use any of these forms for a divorce. So we're going to let you correct that, even though it's been marked filed as a part of this record. So number 6, right there where it is, you will mark through or obliterate the no and check the yes. All right. And I'm going to put an indication that my initials out beside it and that show that it was corrected in open court.
Okay.
All right, you, as I said, do you think that agreement fairly and equitably divides everything between you and your husband? Anything that's not addressed in that? Have you prepared a final decree? We are not changing your name, correct?
No, sir.
On the last page, I need you to sign your name, and I'll fill in the date. Just sign where that blue X is, please. All right, I've signed your final decree, and you can get it in just a few minutes from the clerk, get you a copy, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.